Hey guys, Dr. Coach Kelly here. This is a video for students who are just graduating PT school or students interested in going into PT school. I had a student of mine ask me, how do you know the right environment that you want to go work in? And that is an awesome question. So we're going to answer that here today. He also suggested I make a video, so this could help him, it's going to help other people. Awesome. My number one rule, always, is before you are a blank, you are a person. Unless I'm working with like an animal or something like that, right? But if I'm working with people, before you're a physical therapist, before you're a student, before you're a parent, before you're a player, before you're a coach, before you're whatever, you're a person. Okay? And my top rule is people want to be appreciated and listened to. Right? It's the golden rule, right? Treat people how you want to be treated. People want to be appreciated and listened to. Okay? So before you're a whatever you are, right? You're a person. People have different needs, right? And so when you're deciding where you want to work, right? Or where you want to go to school or just about anything, right? My mom always said, you kind of need to know what you don't want before you know what you want, right? And when we were looking at colleges, and I have 3 siblings, and I'm the youngest, and when they were looking at schools, she always used to tell people when they'd ask, like, oh, where's Mo going to school, or Greg going to school, or Paul going to school? She'd say, well, they kind of know what they don't want before they know what they want. And she's spot on, right? Because as a person, you have certain qualities and characteristics that you won't tolerate, okay? Right? That you do. So things that you won't tolerate. So before you decide where you're going to go work, you need to know what you don't want before you know what you want, right? So what will you not tolerate? Could be a far commute, right? You don't want to sit on a train all day. You don't want to, sit in your car that time. There's traffic. It's whatever, right? Things you won't tolerate. You have to know this yourself. I can't answer this for you, right? Is it a far commute? You don't like the patients, right? You're a sports person, sports nut, right? And now you're going to see all these old people in a nursing home, right? You might not like it there, right? You might not tolerate that for very long. Meanwhile, like, you love the geriatric population, you love working in that type of environment, like, great, go for it, okay? But know that the patients you treat are going to have a big impact on how you feel about your job, okay? If you don't like the patients, don't take the job there, okay? Another thing, a side note to that, if the patients are non-compliant, right, and that's a whole separate talk that we can have at a later time, if the patients are non-compliant, you're going to get frustrated. You are. I've been there. I've worked in places like that. If the patients are going just because somebody else told them to, or because their suit's only going to get settled if they go to PT, or they know that you need to sign off on their note to get more medical leave, right? So they got to keep coming, otherwise you're not going to sign the note. If they're not compliant, you just got out of school, you're all excited to help people, and they go do that. If they are not motivated, you're going to get frustrated. So understand, a really important question to ask an employer is where the patients come from. Okay, if the patients are coming from lawyers, if the patients are coming from pain medicine, pain management doctors, expect that some of them, not all, most of them would be great, but some of them could be a little less motivated than the people you want to work with. So understand where those patients come from and what their typical attitude towards physical therapy is. Right? You want patients who have an attitude of, wow, physical therapy is really going to help me, as opposed to, oh, I have to go to physical therapy because my doctor told me I had to, or because my lawyer told me I had to, or because my mom told me I had to, right? You want patients who come to PT because they want to get better at PT. That's a big one, okay? Questionable ethics, right? You're going to interview with some places that just want to take advantage of new grads because you have a license number. Don't go work in that place, okay? You'll know it when you see it. A boss that won't listen to you. You are a person. Before you are a blank, you are a person. You want to be listened to and you want to be appreciated, whether you know it or not, right? So a boss that won't listen to you or your ideas or your thoughts or your complaints is not a place that you're going to want to be at, right? At least me, right? I guess I'm speaking for me on all this stuff, right? So things you won't tolerate. Then move on, right? Move down the ladder. I don't love this, but I can tolerate it, okay? Not your favorite population, right? Maybe you like to see sports ortho, but you have some morning hours and there's not a lot of sports ortho in the morning hours, right? You can tolerate it because you still see some of the people that you like to see, right? Annoying or bad coworkers, right? We can all tolerate a bad coworker too. You got to make sure you have 1 or 2 good ones who are in your corner because they'll make all the difference in that right work environment. Okay, long commute. I don't like long commutes, right? It's just part of who I am, right? I mentioned it above. So if you got a long commute, and you're like, all right, I was hoping for a half an hour commute. This one is 35 minutes. All right, I can deal with that. Okay, things that you don't like, but you can tolerate. Then move down, right? What do you like or want in a job or in a facility? Okay, some people want money for continuing ed. Some people want retirement benefits, right? Match 401k, that kind of stuff. Some people want health insurance. Boss and coworkers who listen and grow. That's a big one. That was huge for me when I came out of school. Like, I wanted people who were going to help me be a better clinician, right? I wasn't just going to get thrown into the fire and have to treat a million people and not really know what I was doing. So, again, I'm speaking from my experience. This is stuff that I wanted and liked, but I didn't necessarily need it. Okay, and I went into coaching, and my path is a whole different one. There's a whole different video on that. Right? But this stuff would be nice, but I didn't need it, right? What I needed a paycheck, right? Because you just got out of school, you're in all this debt, you need to start making money, okay? I needed growth, okay? Both personal and professional, but more than anything, I needed purpose. I needed a reason to be there, okay? And the reason to be there couldn't be this $sign. Not just that by itself, it won't cut it. Okay, I needed a purpose. And ask any kid I shouldn't say kid, any professional right now who's interviewing to go to PT school, every kid is being asked, why do you want to become a physical therapist? And that's their answer, man. Oh, I want to help people. You don't say, oh, right, this is a profession that does that. Like every single day. It's the best part of the job. It's absolutely the best part of the job. So that goes back to purpose. So again, going back up here to helping people, this is Paul Goff, right? If you don't know who Paul Goff is, go look him up. He's a PT. He's a really professional. He's a really successful clinic owner. And he said early on in my journey with Paul, he said, "Can you help everybody?" And in the back of my head, I'm like, "Yeah, I can help everybody. Everybody needs my help. Of course, I can help everybody." And he said it again. He goes, "Can you help everybody?" And that made me think a little bit about it. He said, listen, you can't help people who don't want to be helped. You can't help people who don't want to be helped. And that's powerful, right? And he's absolutely right. Some people just like to be in pain and miserable, and that's part of who they are, and that they do not want your help. And that is okay. You're there in case they ever want your help, but that is totally okay if they don't want your help, okay? Because you're not going to be able to help everybody, but you need to find a place that you feel purposeful working for, right? You feel like there's a mission, you feel like there's something that's bigger than the business end of things, right? All these places are businesses. They're not charities. They're not gonna just dole out and donate money and give, services for free and that kind of stuff. But you want them to have a purpose, right? Like the purpose of my business is to help people get better every day. I help motivated people get better every day. Right? And that helps them reach their potential. And so I leave the world knowing that I help more people reach towards their potential. Right? That's what the whole business exists for. I happen to do it using physical therapy. Right? But by helping people understand what their minds and their bodies are capable of, I leave the world better than I found it. And that's my purpose, that's my mission, that's why the business exists. Okay? If you don't have a place that has a purpose that's bigger than the $signs, you're not going to end up happy. Okay, you'll have a fulfilling career, you'll have a great life, but you need to have something that's driving you to work every day. Okay, and those are my 4 things, right? There's all these subgroups over here. Those are my big ones. Okay, if you guys found this helpful, drop a comment below that says helpful. If you want more videos like this, comment more, drop me a message. I'm happy to go over this stuff, guys. I get really fired up about it. And if it can help you guys in your career and decision-making process, of course, I'll do it for you. Because I want to help you get better every day, right? And I want to leave the world better than I found it. All right? That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you can subscribe. If you subscribe, drop me a note and say, Kel, I love the how do I pick a facility to work at video. Can you do more like that? Absolutely. But the biggest takeaway I want you guys to take is that before you are a physical therapist, a coach, a student, an athlete, a mom, a dad, or whatever, you're a person. And And if you follow that formula, and you listen to yourself, right? We all have instincts. If you listen to yourself, you're going to find yourself a place that you love going to every day, right? It's not going to be 40 hours a week. You can't wait to get in there and affect and change the lives of the people that you help. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Keep getting better every day.